Channel. So in this video I'm going to show you guys how to make this top. So for this you might need about 2 years, but it depends on how much gather you want for yours, right? So this is what I'm working with here. So let me show you how I did it. So let's say this is your 2 yards of fabric, right? Let's say this is 2 yards. The way it comes folded into two like this, right? Like 1 yard is 36 inches of width, and so you're going to just take it the way it is now, fold it into two like this, and then make. So guys, once folded into two, make sure that the length of the fold is your shoulder to your under bust, which you're going to add 2.5 to it. 1 inch is going to be for seam allowance of joining the shoulder together and the bottom part to the band, and then the other 1.5 is going to be for the puffiness, because whenever you're making anything puffy, remember you always have to add about a few inches to it. So that's the 1.5. So once you fold it into two, you cut it out. The bottom part is what you're not going to use for the band. So this is mine here. You see how wide it goes from here to here. And if you look at it, you see that the first one on top is folded into two here. And then the second one below is not folded into two. It's just, it has room for my zipper allowance. So I have about 1 in my center. This is the end. So now what I'm going to do is that I'm going to go over to this part here, which is going to be the part with my neck. I'm going to go ahead and insert my neckline. So if you're using the 2 yards, like I said before, that means the width you have here is going to be 36, right? But for me, mine is not really complete 2 yards of fabric, 2 yards, but the width I have here for my front panel, if you're seeing it here, it's 33, but the back is 34. It's just for the width because I really want it puffy, right? So now I'm going to go ahead and mark my neckline at this point here. So just 3 inches of neck width. Come down here, mark 1 inch for the back neckline. Mark 3 inches for the front neckline. And then I'm going to go ahead and connect it like this, right? You see what I marked here? 3 inches for the front, 1 inch for the back. At this end here, I'm just going to go ahead and mark 1 inch of shoulder slope. And then I'm going to connect from here to here. If you have a long ruler, that would be better. Just use it to connect from here into this 1 inch of shoulder slope. And then after that, I'm going to come down at this end here and mark 10 inches, right? Down here, this is my armhole. So I'm just going to, but I added some room to it because I didn't want to do exactly my armhole. So what I'm going to use here is 10.5, right? And then I'm going to just, on this 10.5, I'm going to come in by about, let's say 2 inches, right? And then I'm going to mark it down, give it a curve by the armhole like this. So now I'm going to go ahead and cut this part out, cut off the shoulder slope, and then cut off this neckline and then my front neckline also. So guys, you see, for the back, I cut out 1 inch for the back neckline. For the front, I cut out 3 inches for the front neckline, you see. And then I cut out the shoulder slope here. And then I also cut out the bottom part here from, I just took this out, cut this out here. So now what I have to do is just, this is almost like you're cutting a kimono, right? But this, in this case, is like a wider kimono. It's going to be to join the shoulder together. So if I open it up now, this alone is just my front panel, you see. I just open it up. So I'm going to take it now, join this whole shoulder on this side. This one here, let me show you. You see how wide it still goes down. This is my front panel alone. So I'm going to take it now, and then let me show you the back. So you see, the back has 2 pieces here, one on each side. I'm just going to take it and join the shoulder of each side to the other side together. Join the shoulder on this side, also join the shoulder on this side, and then I'm going to just hem it. You know how you just fold the end of your cloth and then close it up on both sides. So guys, this is it here. So you see, this is one side. This is quite big, so that's why I'm not able to show the whole thing. but just know that this is one shoulder like this, which is expected, right? The shoulder slope, the part that we took out from the underarm here. So let me move it so you see. Walking towards this side, you see the neck part here, which was our neckline here. You see our neckline for the so the neckline for the front panel here, and then you go over to the other side now. You see, I'm showing you this from the back of the top here. So you see, I've already closed up this side. So you see what I was saying here. This is what I was saying. You're going to just use 1 inch here to hem the cloth, just like how we hem the end of our clothes. And then I just use about the same 1/2 inch to just close up this side. You see, I just closed it up. Immediately after hemming it, I just closed it up like this. You see, so now I'm going to do the same on this side. The same way is open now. I'm just going to take it, fold it 1/2 inch first, 1/2 inch the second time, and then hem it all the way like this. Once it's done, I'm going to put the 2 armholes together. You see where we marked it armhole before, and then I'm going to just hem it close. You can also go ahead at this time and use bias to run through your neckline. Then we'll come back and put in the band. I finished it up. So this is my top here. So one side here with the sleeve, opening of the sleeve, the second end of the sleeve here. These are the 2 side seam here to close it up. You see, and then towards the center here you have my neckline, which I've already finished up. So now we are going to deal with the band. So this is the center back here with the neckline and everything. I've used bias to finish it up, and then this is the end of the top. You see how far this goes here, but this will still be gathered together, and the top will look something like this. So now I also went ahead and notched the center of this top here so that I know that this is the center. I'll tell you why. This is because I want to be able to distribute the gather evenly. The pleats that I'm going to be making later now, I want to be able to distribute it evenly. So my band. So this is the band here. This here, if I open it up, it's about 10 inches on the dot, or even less than, about 9.75. Lower part of the fabric is what I'm using. So now you will notice that I marked chalk several places on it, the center, the 2 sides, and then this is the end here. So like I said, if I fold it into 2, you see how I marked the chalk. So it folded into 2 first, so that I know that this is my center, which is going to be matching with the center here, right? Remember, this is the neckline, the center front. The notch I made here will go to the center here, and then the side is going to be to the side of where my side seams are, right? That's where the side, so every pleat from the center to the side will meet on this end here, and then towards the back will be all these ones here. So now what I'm going to do is that now all I have to do for this band here is that I'm going to be tucking in. If you want, you can iron it, iron in your stay first, but I just want to use the fabric the way it is. I don't want it stiff. Iron in 1/2 inch here, and then also tuck in 1/2 inch on this other end, and then fold it like this. Iron it all the way to the end, tuck in that 1/2 inch here, and iron this. So you see, I've tucked in 1/2 inch on the inside. Chalk again, just so it's visible. This is the center, this is the side, and then this is the side. You see, center, side, side. So now all I have to do is to take it and start distributing my flay how I would want it to be. Sorry, my pleats how I would want it to be. So we are going to start with the center. You see, let me bring it so you see our neckline here, round our neck. So now this is the notch that we made here. So we are going to make sure that we take this notch, put it inside here, pin it down. So I'm going to take my pin, hold this down here, and then I'm going to start to move from one end to the other. So I'm going to move from this point now, from this center point now, I'm going to pleat everything in between it till my side seam. You see where the opening of my sleeve is. From this center here to this side seam of where I closed my top will fit into the next mark that I made here, right? And remember, your band, the length of my band here is just round my waist plus 2 inches. So if your waist is 30, that means you're going to have one here, so 32 will be the total length. 1 inch of zipper allowance. So now let me go ahead and pleat everything from here to this point, and then everything from that side seam to the end of the zipper allowance to the end on this small side here. You understand? Into the waistband like this. So this is it here. but then the sleeve is looking too long. You see, it's looking too long. So now we have to pull this sleeve again together. So now what you have to do is that you need to measure yourself. So you're going to go ahead and measure from the tip of your shoulder, from here, like after your neck, like this, measure from that point. And then you're going to measure from here all the way to where you want the length of your sleeve to be. So let's say you want it to be somewhere here. So guys, I've gone ahead and measured mine. So the length I have here for my elastic is about 12 inches. The top of my shoulder, like I was showing you, after my neck till the end of my shoulder here, is about 4 inches, like this, right? And then the length I want the sleeve length to be is 8 inches. Elastic that we're using, you will not be pulling on this elastic. This is just to hold the cloth together. So you need to make sure that it's exactly the measurement that you want for it in total. That is what you're working with. And another thing for the plate is that I didn't tell you guys that if you look at their own, because I'm trying to make my own look exactly like what their own is, you will look at the pattern of my plate. You see that my plate is going towards the center. So this is the center neck, right? And if you look at it and look at the video, you notice that my plate, I made it face the center. So let's say this is the center here. This is the center. My pleat from here is facing towards this direction. Like the whole pleat in is going towards this direction. The one from this side, if you look at it, you see each one is like this, facing towards this direction. So it's like a V. The two of them are forming a V. Look at the video, you'll see I did it all the way towards the side. Once I get to the side, I started moving it again towards the other direction, like their own. So now for the shoulder, all I have to do is just to take this elastic now, find from one end of my shoulder to the other. So this is the seam of my shoulder here. You're seeing this very long seam here. See the part with the bias, my neckline, the part with the fold, the end of the sleeve. I just have to find halfway through, fold it into two, find halfway through for the two of them, which is here, somewhere here, right? And then take my elastic, find halfway through the length of my elastic. This will help me distribute my get up evenly. And then I'm going to just take it the way it is now. And then I'm going to place it, this center part here to this center part here. Like this. So you see where I marked my chalk, this pink mark, the pink mark on the fabric itself. I'm going to just take it the way it is now. Place it, let me mark it so you see. Place it on each other, like this here. Place it on each other like this here. Pull this end all the way to the end of my clothes. Pull it all the way to the end here, and then it will gather this part. And then I'm going to pull it all the way, this other end here, I'm going to pull it all the way to the neckline. But you have to stop. If you look at that on, you see that the gather didn't really pull on the neck. So you have to stop at least 1 inch before your neckline here. So I'm going to stop both sides of the sleeve, put in my zipper and bring it back. Guys, this is my top. So once you're done, go ahead and put in a zip at the back. Well guys, the zip you have to use for the back is the type that separates, you know, the jacket zip that you can take it out and put it back, the one that separates into two, right? That's the zip you're going to use, because remember, this band is very small, it's your waist, and it's too small that if you sew it close with ordinary zip, you won't be able to wear it. So you need to make sure that it opens up like a jacket, and then you just fix it back in with this type of zipper. There's one on each side, you see, it separates like one on each side. That's what you're going to be using. What I need, so what I'm going to do is that after the video, I can always change it to a button. So if you want, you can add like a pressing button to yours. And then I'm just going to hem the center part here. Just hem this whole center part with the puffiness. Just put an iron hook at the top here. Put iron hook at the top here, and then just sew down this part like there's supposed to be a zip there. And then down here, I'm just going to put a button. So this whole center part will be, so the upper part of the neckline, I can just use like iron hook at the upper part, just the tip, one iron hook at the upper part, and then this center part, just leave it open and just hem the center all the way to this point. Then this part with the band of the waist, I can just put maybe pressing button or whatever down here, or button and buttonhole, maybe one here, one at the center, one at the end, instead of using zip, because right now, and it even I even prefer it that way. So this center part is open, like although it will still be covered, but when the wind blows, you know that this is actually open, right? Because of the excess fabric there. So I think I might just do that. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Guys, please like, share and subscribe. Bye.